There you go.
Ooh.
Love it. And let's be honest. I mean, that is
Them's
what...
fighting words.
Yes, it is fighting words. But you know what? Somebody please tell me where he's wrong. Somebody please tell me where Tom McDonald is wrong. That is exactly what the Democrats want. That is exactly what someone like Gavin Newsom wants. So you've seen that Gavin Newsom is continuing his nonsense regarding Donald Trump, and he is like mocking or mimicking and mocking Donald Trump on Twitter. Have you seen this? So Gavin Newsom has been tweeting out, and he's using the same vernacular as Donald Trump would. So, for example, he tweeted out the other day, and it's in the voice of Donald Trump, because clearly Donald Trump lives rent-free in Gavin Newsom's head. Many people are saying, and I agree, that I, Gavin C. Newsom, America's favorite governor, deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? Because of the most incredible maps in the history of mapping, even Columbus. These maps will end the very rigged elections, make America great. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's Gavin Newsom. And so basically what he's been doing is he has been mocking Donald Trump on Twitter, pretending that he's, Donald Trump and so forth. And so the Democrats absolutely love this. I mean, they do. The Democrats are really digging this because they feel like Gavin Newsom is owning Donald Trump. And Dana Perino, I thought, asked a very good question, because she does not find this funny at all. As a matter of fact, Dana Perino believes that Gavin Newsom, he needs some divine intervention from his wife. This was Dana Perino yesterday on The Five.
Or at the debate. The other thing for me is that for the last week, Gavin Newsom, why am I giving him advice? You have to stop it with the Twitter thing. I don't know where his wife is. If I were his wife, I would say, "What? You are making a fool of yourself. Stop it. Do not let your staff tweet. And if you're doing it yourself, put the phone away and start over." And if he's got a big job as governor of California, but if he wants an even bigger job, he has to be a little bit more serious.
There you go, Dana Perino. I would agree that Gavin Newsom, the thing about Trump is he is unique. He is authentic. He is himself. And so Newsom, it's interesting. People always talk about how Donald Trump is the bully. Donald Trump is not the bully, friends. It's people like Gavin Newsom that are the bullies. By the way, real quickly, did you hear that there was a woman that has now been arrested for trying to assassinate Donald Trump?
Yes, heard this story.
Did you hear this story?
Yes.
So this is, I don't know when exactly this came down, but Jeanine Pirro, she was on with, she actually posted to the socials talking about who this person is. And this is Jeanine Pirro, and this is what she had to say about this woman that has been arrested.
I just wanted to let you know here from the United States Attorney's Office in D.C. that an individual by the name of Nathalie Rose Jones is now in custody, charged with 2 federal crimes for knowingly and willfully threatening to take the life of the President of the United States. She did come from New York to Washington, D.C., and she has been threatening and calling for the removal of the president, and even worse, as she got to D.C., her threats were on Facebook and Instagram, and she continued to call the president a terrorist and was working to have him eliminated. She is now in custody. She will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Make no mistake about that.
All right. So, you know what? Apparently, one of the things that she wrote, this Nathalie Rose Jones, she says, "I am willing to sacrificially kill this POTUS by disemboweling him and cutting out his trachea with Liz Cheney and all the affirmation present," whatever that means. So, anyway, this is obviously...
She sounds sick.
Well, obviously, she is clearly not of sound mind. But, here's the thing, though. is that we keep seeing these things over and over again where the Democrats, they are constantly, and I mean constantly, trying to threaten Donald Trump.
And maybe there will be. People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite.
So don't sit here and tell me the Democrats don't have a hand in, these kinds of things that the American people have been, some Americans, obviously a very few, but have been driven to try and do.
Is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I mean, it goes on and on. You can find that, by the way, on my Twitter feed at Dan Mandis Show if you want to see the whole thing. Even not even Eric Swalwell, you'll be not shocked by what Eric Swalwell actually had to say that is making news this morning as well. Have you heard what Eric Swalwell said, Joan?
I'm not sure if I have. He speaks so much,
Yeah, I know. He's an idiot. But I've got that audio for you and the video coming up next. What Eric Swalwell said right before a woman was arrested traveling from New York to Washington, D.C. to assassinate Donald Trump, as all of this audio and video that I'm playing is proof that the Democrats are trying to dog whistle the assassination of the President of the United States. 6:15, time to check the roads on WTN. 6:16, as far as your weather for today, sunny and hot. Heat advisory still in place until tonight due to a high of 98, feeling like 105. Humidity is going to be at 40%. All right, so Eric Swalwell, Fang Fang's boyfriend, had this to say about Donald Trump. I think this was just in the last day or two.
When they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do, because this is about protecting democracy. And right now, as you see, D.C. has been militarized, and we were weak as Democrats, frankly.
So
bury them below the
them below the Capitol is what Eric Swalwell said. And I love, I don't know if you've noticed this, the Swalwell suddenly has a very tough guy look. Have you noticed this? If you're watching.
Oh, is this the cat backward thing?
It's not the cat backward thing. He's done that too.
Yeah.
But no, he's got, like a beard, and he's wearing a T-shirt with a jacket on, that kind of a look. And he's got this what he's trying to do is this sort of menacing look where he says,
when they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do.
So we're going to bury them underneath the Capitol. And then, lo and behold, a couple of days later, what happens? A woman is traveling from New York to Washington, D.C. to assassinate the President of the United States.
Is there a relation? Are you suggesting?
I'm saying that the Democrats have been calling for violence, and when you have a sitting member of Congress, he's still in Congress, right? Is Eric Swalwell still in Congress?
Yep.
Okay. So when a sitting member of Congress says that he wants to bury Republicans underneath the Capitol, then I think that as the left is always screaming about Donald Trump and the dog whistles, remember all of that nonsense? Mm-hmm. I think that this is a dog whistle.
When they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do.
And can I ask this question? How exactly is it that the Republicans are going low? Like trying to stop a war? Is that what the Republicans are doing? To go low, trying to stop a war? Trying to get illegal aliens out of our country that are horrifying criminals? Is that what the Republicans are trying to do? Trying to get illegal alien truck drivers off of the road, semi-truck drivers off of the road because they keep killing people? Is that what the president is trying to do? Is that what he's doing by going low? I don't really understand what Eric Swalwell means when he says,
when they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do, because this is about protecting democracy. And right now, as you see, D.C. has been militarized, and we were weak as Democrats, frankly.
You see, the The polling in Washington, D.C., the locals are like loving this. The locals are like, oh, yeah, we love this. We can go outside. Let's see if we can find the polling. People are like, we can go outside. We can hang out. Love all of the military because we know that the National Guard and the folks that are there working essentially for President Trump, they're not going to hurt them.
They don't have to stop at the stoplights anymore and like cruise to a stoplight in the middle of the street, not to a side, and keep looking around over their shoulders for anybody approaching the car.
Right. They're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. And I can understand why. I can understand why because, I mean, we all know what goes on in Washington, D.C. It is horrifying. And I think that there was also some polling out. I think I did it yesterday. So many shows. But there was polling out that showed that the American people were siding with Donald Trump on this in Washington, D.C. I'd be willing to bet that there are a lot of people in Memphis that are saying, can you do us next, please? People that actually live in Memphis. I bet you they're like, when can we get our National Guard? You know what I mean? When can we bring the National Guard in here into Memphis or, Chicago or, I don't know, New Orleans and some of these other cities where the crime is rampant because people who live in those cities, they're tired of living under those conditions. There's a story out this morning. I'll see if I can find it. I have a lot of stuff today, but there's a story out there that talks about how you've got the top cities, crime related, and they're all obviously run by Democrats. I mean, I guess there is a guy, real quick, hold on. I guess there is a guy on the socials, Amy was telling me about it, and he had a post where he made a reel or something, and it was how he was talking about how there's this age-old narrative, and Joan, you and I have spoken about this many times, where it's like, oh, look at all of these Republican-led states who have these high crime rates. Well, then when you drill down, like Tennessee, it's because of the Democrat-run cities where they don't charge people who commit crimes, where they don't really enforce the law, and people do bad things and they commit crimes and they don't suffer any kind of consequences. So if, like in the state of Tennessee, do we have an issue with crime? Well, yeah, we do, because of Memphis and because of Nashville, which are Democrat-run cities. So somebody posted that on the socials, and people were like light bulbs going off over their heads and being a little red-pilled, if you will. And it's true. And Joan, it's interesting because you and I and all of us, all of us, I guess, talk about this all the time on WTN. And we take it for granted that our listeners are red-pilled enough and know these things that I wouldn't think twice about maybe doing a social media reel on that kind of a thing, because I just figure that everybody knows. But as Amy pointed out, but you know what, the WTN audience, they're really smart. And they know these things. But out there in the world of social media, they don't. So maybe I'll do one too. 6:23, Joan's got the news coming up at 6:30. Joan. 6:29, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. Hey, Joan, this is funny. So apparently Tom McDonald, one of the folks on the Super Text line, thank you, 615-737-9986. Tom McDonald has responded to Gavin Newsom's response to The Devil Lives in California.
Oh.
So they sent me the link. I've got to listen to it. I don't think that Tom McDonald would curse in it, but I got to make sure that there is no curse words in it. So I'm going to play that for you coming up next. Also, illegal aliens in the news, not only here in Nashville, but across the country. We'll talk about that. The latest on Russia, Vladimir Putin. Is he going to meet with Donald Trump and Zelensky? It is all straight ahead. A very busy morning. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. 6:38, Nashville's Morning News on WTN. Is this a big deal, Joan, before it goes away on the TV? CNN.
Yeah.
Breathlessly reporting. You got three people talking about this.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was caught on a hot mic. I think Putin wants to make a deal for me. And I saw this story. Is this a big deal? I'm not sure if it's a big deal or not. I it's out there. But
I've been seeing it on a couple of outlets this morning. I think they want to make something of it.
Yeah, I don't see why this is a deal. I mean, Donald Trump is saying that Vladimir Putin, he thinks, wants to make a deal. And
did he say a deal for him?
Donald Trump said, I guess the quote is, Donald Trump wants to make a deal for me. Trump was talking to one of the other European leaders. I just don't see how this is a deal, though. Like, I don't know if they're trying to make it seem like Trump is saying that Putin, the only reason why Vladimir Putin would want to end this conflict with Ukraine is for Donald Trump. And I think that's probably what they're trying. That's dumb.
Because they're still hooked on he's a Russian asset, right? So they want to make it seem like Donald Trump and Putin are working together. That's my guess.
Here's the deal.
Knowing the media.
If Donald Trump, and I'm not going to allow the stupidity of the media. There's over the last couple of days, there have been some absolutely insane things that Joy Reid has said, for example. I made a decision about a month ago that I wasn't going to let the stupidity of the Democrats rule my show, because I could very easily pick, the Democrat moron of the day and just hammer it. There's so many things going on, though, that I feel like telling folks about what inane, moronic thing Joy Reid has said is a waste of my airtime. So I don't feel like covering some of the things that I used to do, because my time and your time is valuable. By the way, how many Tennessee National Guards troops are we sending to Washington, D.C.?
160.
So 1986 says, great year. That's when I graduated high school. 1986 says Bill Lee needs to send troops to Memphis and Nashville because he says, let's not pretend that people are not getting shot every day in Nashville or certainly Memphis. And that is true.
Our friend Sally, the guy Sally.
Yeah.
He says the same thing using
expletives?
That's the word.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He's pretty ticked off about that, too. Wants to see our troops out in Memphis.
Was there a movie called A Fish Named Wanda or something like that?
Yeah.
We should refer to Sally as a guy named Sally. All right. So real quick, because I got a lot to get to. We were playing Tom McDonald, The Devil is a Democrat. And it is really an ode to Gavin Newsom. So I guess Gavin Newsom is responding to Tom McDonald. And so now Tom McDonald, who, if you don't know who Tom McDonald is, he is, I guess he's a conservative rapper. He's come up with some pretty good songs. And so we've got some video here, Louis, video and audio. So this was Tom McDonald, and he is standing next to sort of like, I don't know if this is like a mannequin of Gavin Newsom, but he's got his arm around said mannequin, and it's got a Gavin Newsom sort of like a mask on with a couple of devil horns. And this is what Tom McDonald has to say to Gavin Newsom.
So, as many of you may have seen, Gavin Newsom called me gay on X this morning. I think he's just mad that the song I wrote about...
Wait, did Gavin Newsom really call Tom McDonald gay?
Tom McDonald... I did not hear that. Hold on, let's
okay, hold on. Isn't that...
Crockett.
If Gavin Newsom is calling Tom McDonald gay...
Right.
As in a pejorative... an insult, where in the world is the cancel culture?
Yeah. To Gavin.
I actually find that repulsive. I do. Like, I think that people that use the term gay as a pejorative, I don't like that at all. Like, I never have. It just feels, I don't know. I don't like that. So maybe you can find out, Joan, as you're Googling there or whatever, that if Gavin Newsom actually did call Tom McDonald gay as some sort of a insult. If so, I think he's got some explaining to do as a Democrat. But anyway, this is Tom McDonald, and he is responding.
So, as many of you may have seen, Gavin Newsom called me gay on X this morning. I think he's just mad that the song I wrote about him, The Devil is a Democrat, is currently #1. But Gavin, you don't have to be mad. You've got lots of #1s too. California's #1 in homelessness. It's also #1 in unemployment. And who could forget it's #1 in totally preventable forest fires. You're crushing it, bud. Gavin, I think you're just mad that...
There you go. It's a very good song.
Yeah,
and just so we're clear, I don't like Is this rap or hip hop? I don't even know the difference.
I would call it rap. Would you call it rap?
I don't know what I'd call it.
Sam calls it rap.
Sam calls it rap.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What do you say, Louie? Is it rap?
No, it's definitely rap.
All right, very good. Yeah, all right. So, Louie, you're much more learned in these things than I. Would you say that is that good rap to you? Would you listen to this?
It's not something that I would wake up and be like, let me turn on that Tom McDonald.
I like it.
It's good. I would use it for like background music for something like, what you're talking about now to support your point that you're making. But I wouldn't just wake up and just play it, like listen, driving in the car on the way to work or something.
That's fine. So
I like watching him because like I'm always looking at all those tattoos.
He's got a lot of tats.
Yeah.
He's got just an inked up face.
Trying to figure out like how that person matches a conservative, I guess.
Do you know what? I happen to know a very good conservative.
Yeah.
Who's got a lot of tats. He's sitting right next to you, Sam.
Oh.
Sam's got a lot of ink. Tats? Yeah. Look at
he has two.
This is a terrible thing for the radio, but Sam actually has the skyline of Nashville tattooed on his arm.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I asked him if, he's going to update it because he did it a long time ago. And I asked him if he's going to update it with like all the cranes and the new buildings. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Do you have the
So if he wants to maybe if he wants to show it to the camera in there. But I love how he's got Nashville tattooed on the side of his arm. That is a true Nashvillian.
No, that's not it. So this is a wave. Here you go. Can you see this?
This is on radio, and it's terrible for the people on the radio. But you know what? If you want to see it on YouTube, you can watch us on Facebook, Rumble, Twitch, X, 997, WTN.com, and again, our favorite YouTube, where you can chat with us live and also answer the Daily Dan poll. Today's poll, by the way, is who would you rather run for the Democrats against who's the most beatable? Whoever's going to run for the Republicans, you've got either J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Ron DeSantis. Those are my three. And who would you rather them run against? The devil in California, Gavin Newsom, or Kamala Harris? And last I checked, a good number, and Louie, if you'd like to update me, vast majority of folks are saying Kamala Harris thus far.
Yeah, still 75% saying Kamala Harris and 25% Newsom.
So there you go. All right, it is 6:45. Time to check the roads on WTN. As far as your weather goes, today it is going to be hot. Luckily it's going to be one of the last days that we have this heat, apparently for a few days anyway. Sunny and hot. Heat advisory still in place until tonight due to a high of 98. Feeling like 105, humidity 40%, or as we like to say, a bad hair day. And appreciate you listening
have hair.
to Nashville's Morning News on WTN. We have another example of an illegal alien truck driver killing Americans. And this is a horrifying story. And it's horrifying for a number of different reasons. But number one is because this particular truck driver got his driver's license in the state of California. So if you want to, we're going to describe it for you. But what happened is this guy, he's from India. That's right. I can do this. All right. So I don't have any audio for this, but I do have video. So what this guy is doing, he's from India. He's a truck driver, came into this country illegally, and he's trying to make an illegal U-turn in this truck as he's driving in Florida. He makes the illegal U-turn, and an SUV hits him full on as he's making this illegal U-turn and kills 3 people. He's blocking the entire road, and that SUV slams right into the car. Joan kills those 3 people. And the amazing thing is, and Joan and I were talking about this in the 5, the amazing thing is he doesn't even react. When this SUV slams into this into his truck, he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and put it in park and maybe get out of the truck and see if everybody's okay." Killed 3 people.
Oh, and he's got another guy in the truck with him.
He does. He had another dude in the passenger seat.
Is the other dude also an illegal alien?
I mean, one would assume. Harjinder Singh was processed for expedited removal by the Trump administration. By the way, he did come in through the Trump administration during the first Trump administration. That's when he came across the southern border. He was processed for expedited removal by Trump administration number one. He did claim fear of going back to India. Apparently, they confirmed that fear, allowed him to stay, but then he got his driver's license in California. But again, here's the other thing. He comes in under Donald Trump, but he had asked for work authorization under Donald Trump, and the Trump administration actually said no to that. And so you have a situation where, yes, he did indeed come under the Trump administration. That part is true, but then the Biden administration allowed him to get that work permit or whatever it is as they authorized him to work. And it is horrifying. And it is one of those things where you look at what's happening and you see how many of these guys are behind the wheel of these trucks. We've seen these things over and over and over again. And so it's clearly frustrating for anybody who has been watching this, because how many of these guys, over 1 million, actually have driver's licenses that can more than likely not even speak English? This is from Newsweek. California's Assembly Bill 60, enacted in 2015, allows undocumented immigrants to apply for a driver's license if they can provide proof of identity in California residency. These licenses are marked not for federal identification. This is a horrific tragedy. American Trucking Association's Chief Operating Officer Dan Horvath telling Newsweek, it is a horrific tragedy. It never should have happened. While an investigation is underway, this driver's blatant disregard for highway safety and the rules of the road make clear he should never have been behind the wheel to begin with. And that is absolutely true. And so, this is, again, just another instance where we have Americans dead because of illegal aliens, and this particular issue, illegal aliens behind the wheel of a car. It is 6:51 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Joan Jones has the news coming up at 7. Joan, what you got? 5:58, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, talking about that U-turn illegal alien truck driver that killed 3 people. And I do actually have some more on this story coming up after the news at 7, because Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has chimed in on this. Hey, Joan.
Yo.
I had a hottie slide into my DMs.
I hope it was Amy.
No, it's somebody named Vanessa.
Uh-oh.
You know what she says?
She's looking for your credit card?
Seeing that you have appeared in my friend recommendations many times, I'm curious. Do we know each other?
That's funny. I got the same thing.
So you know what I do? I texted back and I said, do people actually fall for this? At what point will you ask for my credit card? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what this is. And this is more of a public service announcement to my fellow old guys. Please understand, this is not somebody trying to hit on you. They are trying to rip you off.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, because I responded to this woman like, oh, okay, well, we have a common friend. And any friend of his is a friend of mine. And then she said, any friendship starts out with strangers. You can call me by my Ukrainian name, Natalia. And it went on from there. That's when I realized I had been scammed.
All right. Very good, Joan. Thank you very much. All right. It is 7 o'clock. Joan Jones with the news right now on WTN.